microscopic anatomy of the skeletal muscles. This is the muscle cell, and inside the muscle cells you have myofilaments. Myofilaments is the machinery that will allow the muscle to contract. Let's scroll down right here. What is a muscle made of? Fascicle. What is a fascicle made of? Muscle fibers. What's a muscle fiber made of? Myofibrils. What is a myofibril made of? Myofilaments. Which ones are the myofilaments? Thin and thick. What is another name for thick and thin? Actin and myosin. The thin and the thick filament made of proteins. We also have this other protein called dystrophin. The thin and the thick filament are the ones that are going to perform the movement. And this movement is going to be transmitted to dystrophin. Dystrophin is going to transfer this movement to these other proteins. And these proteins, they are going to continue with what the tendon is. So if you scroll down, look at the distribution of these filaments. These ones are thicker. So if you look at this from far away, from here to here, all this area is going to be darker because these are thicker compared to this area. Clear, dark, and they come from right here. Clear, dark, and this is the sarcomere. It has different lines and bands, and that's why you see these names right here. This is obviously the H band, the M line, the C disc. Sarcomere goes from one C disc to the other C disc. Now, there are a couple of things that are very important in the myosin and in the actin. This is the myosin head in the myosin, and in the actin or thin filament, you're going to have three players: actin, troponin, tropomyosin. Nerve-muscle relationship. We need a nerve in order to make a muscle move. So right here you have the nerve, and this nerve is going to be called a motor neuron because it's going to make your muscle move. The nerve and the muscle fiber right here, they're going to get together in this white area. It's called the synaptic cleft. That's the space between the nerve and the muscle. So what is a neuromuscular junction? It's the area, junction, where the nerve, neuron, and the muscle, muscular, get together. What is this thing in black? The nerve. What is this thing in red? The muscle fiber. What is this area then? This is the neuromuscular junction. So then if the nerve and the muscle don't touch, then how is it that the nerve is able to transfer the information to the muscle so the muscle can contract? For that purpose, the nerve is going to have these green vesicles inside here. In these vesicles, in these balloons, that nerve is going to have a chemical. And this chemical is called ACH, or acetylcholine. So when the impulse from the nerve comes down here, it reaches the vesicle. The vesicle is going to release the neurotransmitter in the synaptic cleft, in this space. The chemical is going to diffuse, is going basically to swim through this space, and is going to reach the purple receptors that you guys see here, these purple receptors. Once the neurotransmitter, acetylcholine, gets in contact with the purple receptors, now the information is already at the level of the muscle, and that's how the information gets transferred from the nerve into the muscle. Why? Because the nerve has a neurotransmitter, and the muscle has a receptor for that neurotransmitter. What is the name of the neurotransmitter? Acetylcholine. And the receptors, they are called nicotinic receptors. Electricity. Voltage is the way we express electricity. The AA battery, the one that you put inside your remote control, it has two ends, the top and the bottom, right? And the top and the bottom, they're going to have different charges. One side is going to be positive, the other one is going to be negative. So then, how come in our body we can have positives and negatives in order to have voltage? Well, that got to do with the different type of ions that we have inside of us. For example, with French fries, we put salt. What is salt? Sodium chloride. And what is the charge that sodium has? Positive. What's the charge that chloride has? Negative. Okay, then if you just think about these two ions, then there you go. Once you eat the salt, you have sodiums and you have chlorines. Therefore, you have positives and negatives inside your body, and that's how you can get the electricity.